Hey guys, we are back on the Screen Team right here on KWOC, and I'm happy to be joined by our good friend, the lovely, the very, I can't think of any good adjectives to describe this person, so I'm just going to introduce him as Kyle. Kyle, how are you?
Really, really?
I tried. I called you lovely. Does that count for something?
I mean, I feel pretty bubbly. It's my actual day off of work, so I'm not at work, and I feel more bubbly. Ladies and gentlemen, my daughter, Michelle.
I love it, man. That is so cool, man. That is so cool. I tell you what, we're getting ready to review a movie that you had just seen recently. It came out in 2016. It's called Neighbors 2: Sorority Rising. It's a sequel to the Neighbors franchise, and you saw it. What were your thoughts, Kyle?
I spent a good amount of time trying to get my jaws to stop hurting from laughing. It is what you would expect, but it's a little more it's more definitely more adult than the original Neighbors film, which had Seth Rogen and Zac Efron from High School Musical thing. They both return in this one, but Zac Efron's character is facing a little bit of a quarter life crisis, as it's referred to in the movie, as his best friend is getting married, and all the guys from his fraternity have all grown up, and now he's trying to find a new reason for existing in life. And lo and behold, his old frat house gets moved into by new freshmen, itty bitty teenage girls. But these girls cannot have parties as per the rules of their college that they attend. That sorority can't have they can't have sorority houses and parties. So they decide they're going to buck the trend and create their own sorority so they can throw their own parties, the wildest ones you've ever seen, right next to Seth Rogen and his expecting wife, if you remember from the first one, that they had a daughter, and now they are pregnant with their second child, and they just sold their house. But they have a 30-day waiting period before the new buyers can take over, so they have to make sure nothing goes wrong for the next 30 days. Take that dynamic, and you got a match made in, well, the dark place.
Well, I guess it's fair to say, Kyle, that you enjoyed this film, right?
I laughed a lot. I do have a soft spot for some Seth Rogen movies, and honestly, Zac Efron post High School Musical is pretty stinking funny. Which, on a side note, I do actually want to see the Baywatch movie with him and The Rock in it, because I'll watch anything with The Rock, but that's another story. This one, it was very funny, but like I said, it was a lot more class and plots than the original one. I mean, if for those of you who have actually seen the original Neighbors film, if you thought that fraternity was bad, take what they were trying to do and put it into the minds of fresh to college 18-year-old girls.
Now, come on, it can't be that bad. Selena Gomez is in this, man. It's little sweet Selena Gomez is in this film.
I know, no. She doesn't have the most prominent role in it. Like, she's in it early on, but she's not the featured. She's not the featured theme of the girls in the film. She does show up towards the very end of it. The three girls that are in it, they're not named actresses or anything of that matter, but they put on one heck of a performance, and they do anything. They're going to party their hardest at all costs, mainly just so they can have friends and get the whole college experience, but in a way that is like Project X meets Animal House. The movie was referred to as Animal House on estrogen. So I laughed when I read the description alone. It's a funny movie, but they go a lot farther than the men in the fraternity did in the original film. But Seth Rogen's at his best, and it's more outlandish than the original one. If you're into a little bit more of the lowbrow comedy, like I said, a Seth Rogen movie, you'll definitely dig this one. And for the ladies, I mean, Zac Efron's shirtless again, so there you go.
So you watched this with Mrs. Kyle. What did she think of it?
Oh, she laughed a ton too. She picked it out because we had just watched a movie prior to another movie I think you may want to review down the road called Joy, if you haven't done that one before. And then she veered into this one. I said, well, we've been selling this for a while at work, so why don't we go ahead and watch it? Because I know I'm going to laugh, and and we both had a really good time enjoying a lot of aspects of the film. So a couple of them were cringeworthy here and there, but it's like I said, for the crude humor element, it's all there.
So if they decide to come out with the Neighbors 3, are you guys in?
With the ending, there was enough closure where there didn't need to be a third one. But I'm always down. Granted, I'm still waiting for the final Friday movie too. So I don't know how soon we'll be getting a Neighbors 3. If we get that before last Friday, I have a huge problem.
All right, Kyle. I'm glad you liked the film, but do me a favor, okay? Please keep this film away from Michelle at least until she's like 40. Can you do that for me?
No problem.
All right, I appreciate
that.
Kyle, thank you so much for being on the show. We always love having you on, and can't wait to have you on again.
I appreciate it. Anytime, man.
All right, there's Kyle giving his review of the film Neighbors 2, and of course you can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, more reviews right here on KWOC.